Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Dead Before They Wake. And this is a new crime thriller coming to you from directors Andy Crane and Nathan Shepka, who also stars in this film as Alex, a bouncer who's tasked with trying to track down a young girl snared in a sex trafficking network. And this film's also written by Shepka, so he has a lot invested into this story. And I think there's a lot of really strong working pieces here. I think thematically this deals with some really heavy and significant issues in terms of sex trafficking. It delves into some other subplots that deal with some really heavy themes and ideas and topics like pedophilia and stuff like that. And it's just like, this film's not confronting some serious things. I think the film does a good job of building tension. I think there's some action in here that's decently choreographed and decently edited. I do think that, especially with the sound mixing and sound design in this film, you could tell that this is a lower budget film and it has that kind of feel, but they really upped the sound effects on so many things in this film, from a kiss and you really feeling those lips lopping together, or in a fight you get the and it can be a little distracting, but it doesn't take away from really well choreographed, intense fight scenes that they're able to pull off in this film, including one specific kitchen sequence, and of course a climactic shootout and all that kind of fun stuff. I appreciate that this film does not shy away from having weight and tragedy along the way. It deals with really heavy issues, and there's actual stakes here, and not everybody's going to make it out of this story okay. And dealing with serious issues like this, you can't sugarcoat it. This film goes all in on it. Now, there are some things that kind of hold this film back. You do have that limitation in terms of the production, in terms of budget and stuff like that, and you can feel it in certain scenes. I do think that the acting in general is decent and you can feel some good elements to it, but I just feel like this film is a little overstuffed. And this film is about an hour and 48 minutes, but it crams so many plot threads and subplots and elements into it. You do have Alex and his relationship with Gemma, who's this woman who has her whole entire backstory, and they play that out in this film. And I think this film can get a little bit messy in terms of how it's bouncing around between these different threads, because there's so many of them, and sometimes it feels a little jarring jumping back and forth between some of these threads. I think the first third of this film, you have to really focus to make sure you're getting your bearings straight for where this is bouncing around between these stories and how this all fits in. It does come together in an effective and sometimes haunting kind of way. I just feel like there's a messiness to how this film is structured, and it takes away from the overall impact. But I do think that this is still a rock-solid crime thriller that has some significant themes and topics that it tackles. And in general, I think this is, this isn't going to go down as something that's going to blow up and get a whole bunch of people's attention. But if you really do like that gritty, just raw, dirty kind of that seedy underbelly crime thriller, this has that vibe down, and it really works in that way. But those are my thoughts on Dead Before They Wake. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.